Let me introduce myself first. Hello, ako si Kim. So, that's Filipino for I am Kim. I am director for Women Who Code Manila. I previously was a React.js lead, but now I'm mentoring. I'm an IT manager at a health startup, so that's MedGrocer. And I'm also a pharmacist. So, I'm still practicing pharmacy. All right. So, since I'm a pharmacist, I just learned how to code about a year and a half ago. And when I started learning coding, I had so many ideas. Like, I want to build this website, I want to build this website, and then I write down the things to do to develop the website, right? I need this kind of data, I need this kind of table, I need this kind of UI. And then suddenly, when I see the list of that things that I have to do to build that website, I become overwhelmed because, I have so many things to do. And then months later, I still haven't built that idea that I wanted to do. So, is there anyone who can relate with me for that? Right. So, I found out a way how to build websites really, really fast, both front end and back end. So, this is what I will share with you today. So the realization I had was I have to build fast and I have to learn fast. Okay, so let's build a real website with both front end and back end with real-time APIs. So I'm using Gatsby and Hasura, and then I'll integrate it with Apollo. Okay. So, it's small. Okay. So since this is a Women Who Code event, I really want to applaud all women here speaking. So I made this app, a small app. It's an Applaud Her app. So it only does, it's a basic form, and it submits an Applaud Her, and then it lists out all the Applaud Hers submitted. That's it. So just I can demonstrate the GET request and the POST request for the GraphQL API later. Okay? So for the tools today, so my format, the format of this talk is really like a study group in Women Who Code Manila. So my tools are, for the back end, it's Hasura. So Hasura is GraphQL over Postgres. So if you are not yet familiar with GraphQL, so I'll walk you through later. But Hasura is built on top of Postgres. So meaning if you are familiar with SQL or Postgres, it is a very good avenue to learn GraphQL. And for the front end, I'm using Gatsby. So Gatsby is built on top of React, and it is readily compatible with GraphQL. So that's why I think it's a very good, very good combination to do because it's both GraphQL. Okay. So the advantage of GraphQL is you have only one endpoint to access. So all your GET requests, your POST requests, your put, your patch, etc. can be done with just one URL, and you can take all the data that you want or give all the data that you want. Okay, so backend. So I'm building all the backend in, I think, two steps. Okay, the first step is to just click deploy. So that's the power of Hasura. You just click deploy, and then you'll have this interface where you can create tables. So for my app earlier, that's Applaud Her. So I have one table named Applaud, and then it has an ID, auto-incrementing integer, a first name, last name, profile URL, network name, and the Applaud Her itself. So the Applaud Her is like, if you know some women who had some little, even small or big achievements in tech, you can submit your Applaud Her, and Women Who Code will post it online. Okay. So I identified my primary key, ID. So that's it. So since this is a small website, I only created one table. But in reality, you can actually identify foreign keys, relationships in Hasura just by clicking. Okay. So, and then when I go to the graphical, I can see the endpoint. So that's the only endpoint that I will use to integrate it with my front end. And then the queries in GraphQL is similar to a JSON format. So I just query like that, show me the ID, first name, last name, etc. And then the response will be a JSON format. And then that's the back end. So I will keep that back end URL and integrate it with the Gatsby. So for the front end, I only have 3 steps. Earlier, Alison told 5 steps to make a documentation, right? So I only have three steps to make a website. So first step is to create a Gatsby project. Second is connect. So I'll walk you through each step. All right. So in creating a Gatsby project, you only just have to tell your CLI that, hey, Gatsby new project name, Gatsby upload her, and the I'll talk about more about that URL. It's actually a GitHub repository that I made. Okay, and then it will programmatically, magically create the project, and then just cd to the project, and then yarn to install the dependencies. And then we just made our Gatsby project. And then the next thing that we'll do is connect the Hasura endpoint, what I showed earlier, to the Gatsby project so that it can talk to each other. So what you'll only do is add to the environment variables, Hasura GraphQL URL, and then the admin secret. Of course, I didn't expose my secret because you can readily access my database. Okay, and then if you added if you run Gatsby develop, so if you go to the graphical of GraphQL, you can see that it's connected to Hasura. Okay, that's the second step of front end. So finally, I'll code the UI part. So I only have 2 components because this is very simple. So first is the list, and second is the form. So I only have 1 minute, so I'll just run through the code. So import dependencies. I have here my query. I want it descending order. That's how I do it in GraphQL. And then GraphQL Apollo handles loading error and data. So that's the only code I write for it. And then if loading, just load the loading component. And then render, so I map the list of upload hers. Okay? So this is the code for the list. Okay? And the next is, of course, the form is longer. So I'll import the dependencies, same loading, and instead of query, I'll use a mutation, and then I'll render, same. I render the form. So if I zoom in, this is the mutation, insert, upload, etc., etc. Okay, so that's it. So I built a website within, I think I built it in real 30 minutes. So here's the whole website. So, and it's actually live. Since this is a Women Who Code event, I want you to upload hers, so we can upload every women who talk. If you know someone outside this event that you want to upload, just submit it, and I'll submit it to global. Okay? So if you think about some idea, just do it. Just don't think about anything, just do it. It's really fast. And it's actually a community, open source community. I submitted this to Gatsby itself, so you can use this right away. So, thank you.
Thanks, Kim. Can I please invite our